All right, folks. Welcome everybody. This is Jealous, and I'm going to be with Neblime, aka Not
Hey,
Lemon.
what's up? How's everyone doing?
Yeah, we're going to be doing the Rookie Star League, Group D. It's MSL format, I believe, groups, and I'll put up the players that we'll be seeing today. Today in Group D, we have BB playing off race as Terran against Mr. Wizard in Game 1. And Mr. Wizard is Protoss now, in case anyone's not been keeping up with that. We also have,
Oh, yeah, that's right. He switched. I'm so sad.
yeah, they both switched. Not for this particular thing, maybe BB a little bit, but BB's been saying that they want to try out Terran for a little bit. They're, of course, well known for their Zerg Mutalisk affliction, depends on how you view it. And the other two players we have for game two and onwards, they're going to be Durkovic as Zerg and Naklar as Protoss.
Awesome.
Okay.
Excited.
So yeah, I'm ready to go right into the game. I don't know about you. Oh,
Yeah, I'm excited. Do I have you on my friends list? That's the next question.
oh, I don't think so. But you do have to join ZZ password ZZ on West.
Okay.
Shugo joined instead of you. I thought it was you that joined, so that's why I thought we were all ready to go. But
Oh no, don't trust him. Here I am. Hey, this is the real me.
uh, okay, excellent. So, real quick, for anyone who doesn't know, the Rookie Star League, it's organized by Least, who is a relatively new Protoss player. It's for players who are 1400 MMR and below. So we're gonna see probably a little bit of a little sloppy stuff, a little goofy stuff, but hopefully we'll be able to entertain you guys, and maybe the players will also benefit from this experience. So I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I want to. It's good to see lower level players getting in there and playing some more like serious series. I want to see how it goes. Are we gonna keep Sugu in here? Because I'm pretty laggy already. He's only gonna make it worse.
All right, yeah, you're right. I'm just gonna kick him.
Yeah, get him out of here. He can watch the stream like everyone else.
Oh, he left on his own. He just came to shit talk a little bit. All right. Well, without further ado, BB versus Mr. Wizard on Medusa.
Nice. Well, I'm pretty excited to cast Mr. Wizard because me and him always cast together.
Uh-huh.
So next time we cast, I can give him a lot of shit about whatever he does in game.
Well, speaking of Mr. Wizard, he spawns here as the Peach Protoss at the 3 o'clock base. His name is also ID1, in case anyone's confused.
And down here, the red Terran is BBS. So Medusa is in this pool. What is the map pool for this? Actually, I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure either. I think we're just going to have to be surprised as the games go on.
Well, I'm
Oh,
already surprised to be honest. I mean, I suppose it is a ladder map, but it's a little bit unorthodox and a little bit dated, I suppose, isn't it?
yeah, but I don't know. Medusa, I mean, it still holds up, I think, as a what's called as a map that is still playable nowadays. I mean, obviously it's a little bit weird to begin with, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, so let's talk about what's weird about it, since a lot of players might not know. Let me see if I can pull up the reveal entire
Yeah,
map.
so there's no ramp at your entrance, but that's not necessarily weird. That's just a feature that some maps have. But also, you have this high ground skirting all the way around your main, and there is a mineral only base up there. Um, oh, some chat going on.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Terran can drop siege tanks on there, up there, and shoot down pretty easily. But also, just Vulture drops can sort of cut that off with mines. Um, I haven't really thought about the Protoss angle, but if I think about it, recalls would be quite difficult to stop too.
Hmm.
So this whole high ground kind of like makes your main feel vulnerable. I feel like.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that can happen here that really mess with you. The temple, for example, if a Terran's pushing with siege tanks, they can take down the temple and they can crawl their army up onto the high ground and shell
Yeah.
into your base, which is really annoying. Protoss
Yeah.
don't really have as much of an option in that regard. I mean, they have Reavers and Archons. You don't really see either of them much after the early game in PvT or at all in the Archons case. But
Yeah. I mean, is the cliff that good for Reavers? Because obviously they can't shoot down. It
uh,
just has the effect of your base. It's same as say
mhm,
Silphid. You don't have vision over the edge of it,
mhm.
so it's slightly better for Reavers. But I don't think it's really as big a difference as it is for tanks.
No, I meant that they can take down the temples. Reavers and Archons are the only
Oh
units that
right,
can do
sorry.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's all
Fair
good.
enough. But would Protoss want to go up there?
Uh, Maybe not against Terran. Against Zerg, it's really useful for running into their
Yeah.
undefended areas, getting into the main behind the turtley stuff that's out front. But against Terran, I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal. So it doesn't make a difference if they can or cannot break those temples. But
Mm.
Let's look at the builds real quick while we kind of talked about a map and we already see some builds coming out. We're seeing BB playing super safe, second depot at 15. That means that they're probably going to add a couple Marines before they add the factory. Playing super standard.
Yeah, I would quite like a non-gas opening on this map, just because you got no ramp anyway,
Hmm.
and you can make a sim city at the natural, and then you sort of have a better economic base to move on, take this mineral only as well, because this whole area can just be protected by a sim city at the front. But
Absolutely.
perfectly valid to go for gas as well.
And yeah, the factory is starting up. Meanwhile, from Wizard, it's going to be one gate with range, very standard so far from him as well. No proxy, no cheese. The question is going to be if it's going to be 21 Nexus, 23 Nexus, 28 Nexus. Those are the three options we're really looking at right now, unless we see a robotics sometime soon.
Well, you know what I noticed so far? Did he scout and send it back? Is that what happened to his probe there?
Yeah, he did. He came over. I think he tickled. No, he didn't tickle, but I think he definitely saw it, and then he went back home.
Yeah, well, don't you want to keep the probe over there to see if the Terran comes out, and starts a CC or something like that? Because he couldn't even see if gas was taken, right? Because it was walled off.
Yeah, and another thing you could do is see if the barracks is pumping to find out how many Marines
Yeah,
they're gonna have total.
absolutely.
So yeah, I definitely
Oh
agree with
man,
you.
he's still going. He's actually going two fac here,
Hmm.
and you know what? That's a pretty good choice, I think, for this map.
Yeah, absolutely. On maps where there's no ramp, you can actually just outright kill a Protoss player with 2-fac
Yeah,
on like maps like FS. The Protoss can just ditch their main base and go up the ramp and try to mass gateway and shuttle down, for example. But when there's no ramp here, 2-fac can go all the way into the main quite easily, I think.
yeah, and it's not really that far either. If you look at it, like,
Mhm.
is
No,
that as far as FS say?
no,
Or
it's less definitely. It's less walking
yeah,
distance than FS.
yeah. So this is a bit scary for Wizard,
Hmm.
especially since he's gone for this next. I'm not sure what exact supply that was, but it wasn't
Yeah,
a 28 Nexus in any
it
case.
it was a 23 Nexus, I'm pretty sure, and
Okay.
which I mean it's not bad, but I'm kind of questioning why he expanded to the back. It's safer, yeah, but
Yeah.
you're not going to get that much benefit in the mid game from it. So I don't think it's a good plan from him.
Well, against Tufak, it might work out perfectly. And this Dragoon's really doing his job. I think it's very good that he poked in his Dragoon because
Hmm.
A, he can see how many Marines there are, and B, he can get some damage on them. So I think he should have an idea what's going on. Like, it's got to be at least an FD with that many Marines. Um, so he should be worried already.
Yeah, and we noticed that his reaction, or I'm not sure if it's a reaction or a pre-planned idea, but he's going up to 3 gates behind this, which is,
Yeah.
it's not standard because normally
Ooh,
you want to go
that
robotics
Dragoon,
into gateways. Oh, go ahead.
that Dragoon just took a lot of damage to those Marines. Okay, there we go. Now he's cutting him. But the tank is out.
Hmm.
Ooh, loses a Dragoon. That's not a good start. But yeah, with these 3 gates, he'll have plenty of I don't know what the word is, potential
Production.
to hold this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, literally production. Yeah, but like against this push, it's definitely doable with 3 gates here. The only thing is his observers are going to be a bit later, so when lots of mines are getting laid down, it's going to be a bit difficult.
Yeah, and we're not going to actually see any mines for a little bit.
All that Dragoon goes down. You know
Ooh.
what? I think already he's in big trouble because he lost both his Dragoons there.
Hmm.
And Wizard's coming hard. He's bringing 3 SCVs. He's got 5 Marines, 3 tanks. I mean, the first 3 Dragoons will pop out here, but is that going to be enough? I don't think it is.
Yeah, it has to be really good micro to hold this. You have to start kiting them from where the enemy is right now. I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
You have to whittle down their numbers before they arrive at your base. If they arrive with this full force here, it's gonna be quite problematic.
Well, Armada tells me that you don't want to try and kite because the 3 tanks do too much damage. You want to just retreat to the natural and wall it up. Um,
Well,
I don't know. Maybe it's just two competing ideas to deal with that.
I don't think Armada's wrong. The thing is, you can kite if you're not getting shot. Like if the Marines are too
Yeah.
far forward, you can kite. If the tanks are
Yeah.
forward, you don't want to kite that much. And let's see
Oh,
how the
okay.
micro
Takes
is.
down a Marine.
Hmm.
There's 6 Dragoons out now. 7 Dragoons out. Oh, good 6.
Six
I
is
mean, so
enough to
far
hold
he's
this.
doing pretty well.
Yeah, six is more
Vulture's
than
coming
enough.
up though. Here's the Vulture with mine, so this is a lot scarier, and there will be no observers, at least for a
Hmm.
long time.
Oh, he loses
Oh,
another
just be
Dragoon for free.
careful.
Yeah.
But the tank's going down. He's not getting those other units in front. I think he's going to hold it, because these 2 tanks are going to go down, no problem.
Oh, but the reaction to the mine has to be now,
Ooh.
and the glitch is actually going to be brutal for him, I think. Both mines connecting.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Nice pullback to
Wow,
save the
they're on like
Dragoons, but
almost 0 HP. Wow, Wizard doing a really good job macroing behind this. Sorry, this isn't Wizard, it's BBS.
yeah.
So many vultures coming in, so great job keeping his factories going while this is happening. And even now, look at this. Maybe he can kill all the pros with this.
Oh my God, what a juicy
Whoa.
mine shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wizard's not
Oh
doing
no,
a
and he
great.
can't deal with those.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, Wizard needed to hold his choke point to be able to stop the vultures from getting in. Without observers out on the map, he's going to struggle a lot with this.
Well, even so, more Dragoons coming out, and BBS is reluctant to bring in these Marines and SCVs, which I think would be a great help. eBay over there.
Yeah, on top of the fact that there's no more tanks either, and all the mines have been laid aggressively, he's finally now laying some more like I wouldn't call them defensive, but like positional maps, mines. I mean, you know, like he's not trying to cover the gateways with them. He's just making sure that
Yeah.
a wizard can't get out. And I'd like to see
You know,
BB
I
expand
think
behind
if
this.
he doesn't know about this marina mineral only, because if he did, he could just send a vulture up there and kill everyone.
And he actually did mine it up, and he
Oh.
has to go up there now. So I really like this play from BB.
Oh. Oh, this is painful. Okay, he sacrifices a dragoon, so we'll be able to get up here. Yeah, that's a great move.
Oh, but he actually doesn't still know about the expansion. He only went up there to shoot at the
Oh,
main
surely you can
minerals.
see that now. See, he's like a probe up there. He's like a probe mining up there, so surely he knows. I don't know if he noticed it though, but it's
Yeah.
quite difficult to spot.
And BB brings back one more tank. I assume that siege
Ooh.
mode has to be done.
I don't know that he got it. I'm not sure. I feel like these vultures are a bit of a waste, unfortunately, but he does find that base.
Yeah, BB is doing the classic BB thing. Used to do it with. Ooh, the siege mode is done, but there's so many dragoons now,
It's
and a
too far
zealot.
forward. It's dead, man. Way too far forward. I mean, the Marines can still do their best, but they're only Marines.
And it should be noted that I mean BB is pretty much all in behind this. No
Oh,
command center in
100%.
sight. Yeah, all
Get the
units rally forward.
starport. So he's going to try and do drops to bring him back in here, and like I was saying, it's definitely really annoying on this map with this high ground. But yeah, this push is dead, and can he even survive at home? I'm starting to think. Maybe Wizard can just push across the map and take him out.
Well, he doesn't have any observers yet. He's had the observatory for a while. Hasn't made any observers yet. I think he's gonna have to wait until he gets one in order to even try. Oh no, he does have one. I just missed it. It's right above the rubble there. So he does have one. He can push across now. And BB's still sending one tank, one volt at a time.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's an unfortunate rally. I don't think that's intentional. Oh no. Oh, that's a tank he really needed too.
and
Ooh,
BB just
doesn't
now
even get
putting
shot off.
yeah, BB just now putting down the command center, moving the racks forward. I'd like to see it land, and with a wall off and repair, I think Terran can hold like 100 dragoons with this. But
Yeah, but he doesn't have a wall off, and he's not
yeah.
going to anytime soon. If he had a few mines, maybe he could still hold. But just looking at this now, I think the dragoons will just walk in and kill him.
Yeah, and very well done by Wizard. I mean, he did get a little ruffled up in the beginning. Definitely a couple of moments when he wasn't looking at the Dragoons when he should. But actually, ooh, I like this tank in the back.
Oh,
If
that
o-
is amazing.
if only there was
Wow,
a wall
no, he
off.
holds this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really great tank position. Yeah, I will say Wizard like did a good job. He sort of stayed calm and just kept his production. And he did tech two observers behind this. Like he didn't focus too hard on microing. So good job to him. And yeah, he did have that like back safe base, luckily for him. So it all worked out in the end. And he's doing the right thing now. He looks like he's going to take a third. That's a great move. Because
Absolutely.
he knows he's totally safe.
He held off the two fact. He knows he's ahead, and this is something that I've been telling people for a long time. Or I think I heard it from day 9 or somewhere. But when you're
Yeah,
ahead,
he
get
definitely said that.
yeah. When you're ahead, get more ahead. You know,
I
that's the
think even specifically, he said like when you hold something, just expand.
yeah. And the rallies are still a little bit suspect from Wizard. He kind of rallied towards his gateway over here, probably trying to avoid mines.
Yeah.
I wonder if he knows how many units he has back here.
Okay, it's going to be a double tank drop. So
I think that's
it is
risky.
easy to clean up. Yeah, it's risky, but the Protoss is slow to react. You can kill so many probes. Like if you siege like a behind the main minerals here, you can hit both mineral lines. It's gonna be really, really tricky to like get all your probes out of range in time.
Yeah, it's really risky though. I mean, his tank count was already low from the early engages. He only has 4 now, no wall off, and now there's speed zeals in the
Oh,
mix. So speed zeals would
you're
be
absolutely right.
they would just negate the tanks right away.
Well, it depends if he
Oh
chooses
shit.
to go in. I mean, he should go in, and this observer will see what's going on.
Yeah, there's 2
Oh, what's
observers.
he
He has
waiting
full
for?
vision.
Oh, there was already one there.
Yeah. In case
There's
there's
the
like
tank
double
drop.
double cloaking. Yeah, the tank drop is now,
Yeah.
but
Okay, it's not in the most ideal spot, but you can still definitely hit a lot from here.
I, I mean, I think it's because he knew that there was the base here. He didn't want. Oh, nice
Oh,
reaction time.
nice.
Yes. Only gonna
Very
lose
fast.
3 probes. Yeah,
Make it
4.
make it 4.
That's still a great trade for him, and he does have units
Yeah,
still at home. He
absolutely.
has zealots and dragoons here. He can actually take out these tanks without losing anything in his main mineral line. If the tanks unsiege now and push forward, that could actually still do a lot. But the zealots are already on the way.
Yeah, I feel like almost just those 2 zealots is enough, but with the degree backing them up, absolutely.
Oh,
And
and
he sieges at the worst possible second.
at the same time, we got
Oh,
the
here we
zealots and
go.
dragoons running in. They surround the tanks, and
Yeah, that's going to be it, I think. Really
it
well
has to
done
be.
by Wizard. Just kept making units, and it worked pretty well. And nice job teching behind this as well. Like he's already got a Stargate up, presumably going to start his Tempo Archives as well. So just looking so strong, I gotta say.
Definitely
Like
on
Ricky
top of
had a
it.
pretty good prepared like attack, but I feel like behind that, like he didn't really know where to go.
Yeah, definitely had an advantage. Definitely pushed it way too far, and Wizard definitely a little shaky at the start, holding things off, losing a couple Dragoons for free. But great response with the 3 gates. I mean, that's just this really safe way to play, to get it before the
Yeah.
Robo. You can't move around as much, but because, as you mentioned, he has that safe expansion in the back, it actually worked out for him. So,
Yeah, maybe it was all planned.
well played by Wizard there, and
Yeah.
he's gonna be moving on to the winners match. In the second match, we have Durkovic and Naklar.
I'm gonna say, woe betide whoever is in the winners match because Wiz is looking super strong there.
hmm And game's up.
It just goes to show that if he was in like a standard game, he'd look even stronger really because he was doing all those things while he was getting pressure.
hmm It says I already sent you a friend invite, or an
I
invitation.
sent you as
Oh,
well, but I
okay.
guess Blizzard decided it was not to be.
All right. Well, I'll see if I can add you after this. But again, this is gonna be Medusa, and it's gonna be ZVP this time. So let's get right into it.
Awesome.
So in the top right, we have. Well, I'm sorry, not top right. 3 o'clock base. We have the yellow Zerg, red Durkovic,
And the top left, I've forgotten his name outside BattleNet already. What was it?
Naklar.
Oh, that is his name? Okay. I just never heard the name Nakla. Well, there
Oh,
you go. It's the Peach Protoss Nakla.
yeah, me neither. I've never heard the name either. I don't know who this person is,
I mean, I
unfortunately.
know who Durkovic is, right? He's a
Yeah,
CPL regular.
yeah, I'm familiar with him. Well, so welcome Naklar to if I'm sorry if you're famous and we just don't know it yet, but I guess we'll find out today. Um,
Yeah,
so
turns out his stream has like 1,000 subscribers.
yeah, right. We're about to get banned from Twitch. He's actually like CEO over there or something.
Yeah, seems about right.
uh,
So PvZ this time.
mhm.
What do you reckon about this map for PvZ? It seems pretty good for Zerg because I feel like Protoss doesn't get as much benefit from the third mineral base
Yeah.
as Zerg does.
hmm It's definitely, I think it's very hard map for PvZ. First of all, most 3-player maps, unless like there's some kooky feature about it, are decent for Zerg because in a map split scenario, generally Zerg takes like 60% of the map, Protoss takes 40.
Oh yeah,
And in this case,
yeah,
Zerg will have both mains, which includes both of the mineral onlys. And there's really easy to defend bridged gases that are outside, like the gas thirds that you have. Let me show them real quick.
yeah.
Those are really easy for, I mean, they're easy for Protoss and Zerg to hold, but Zerg is the one that's more likely to get it early on.
Well, I guess Neklar's up against it. We'll see what he decides to do.
And,
I
and
mean,
sorry, one more
sorry,
thing
you
I
go.
want to add. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, like with siege tanks, you can push up the temples. Zerg get lurker access very early on. You could
Oh
always
yeah,
you can use lurkers to take down the temples and then run behind the Protoss, and that is really tough for Protoss to do. Their units are kind of bulky. You would have to go up the ramp. You know, there's a lot of difficulty there. And once that's open, it's kind of like having you have to like defend there as well as opposed to as well as your natural. So lots of options there.
yeah. I was just gonna say, I think it's relatively easy to attack the naturals though. Mostly I say that because like the whole area leading up to it is very open. It's not too hard to coordinate in there compared to say like Fighting Spirit. It's an absolute nightmare to get in there. So I don't know. Potentially, I think Protoss can pull off like really big busts here, and even if the Zerg's trying to flank from behind, it's not as good.
hmm
But I guess we'll see how the game goes.
Yeah,
Both players, opening pretty standard. Oh wait, no, I take it back. I look at the Protoss natural. I'm like, wait, that's
yeah,
not a cannon.
yeah. Protoss is going very safe. He's going a Forge Gateway before Nexus, but I'm kind of worried if he's not going to make a cannon now. He should have seen the Zerglings already on the way. He looks like he is saving for a Nexus despite scouting this. Or did
Well, do
he?
you have
No,
to make the
no,
cannon if you make the Zealot? Can you sort of send it out and make the Zerg defend instead?
no, because Zerglings that run, they'll just run past the wall and be annoying in your main for forever,
Yeah,
basically.
true.
And the Zealot's not even started, not even out. I mean,
Well, if
if
he starts the cannon right now,
I think in order to have it be on time on most maps, you have to start the cannon right as the Zerglings finish. So yeah, if he does it now, I mean they're basically still in their base, so he would be
yeah,
fine. But that's more of Durkovic not wanting to attack as opposed to Naklar's defense being immaculate, you know. So definitely a
yeah.
little bit
Well,
of cleaning up here to do.
if you can kill the scouting probe, it's definitely a big advantage. So I think it's a fair call because you don't know if your opponent's going to be greedy. You got to assume that he's not.
hmm
Um, I
Yeah,
think it's a fair call by Djokovic.
yeah, and the Overlord, it didn't go towards the Protoss main from what I can tell. Or actually it did, but it didn't actually go check the natural to see what kind of
Yeah,
configuration there is there. And
not really sure why it's hanging out up here. Definitely could get all the scouting info. Okay, now he's going to have a look at the front. Oh, you're right. He only barely doesn't get in even all that time chasing the probe. Wait, actually. Oh, Djokovic pulls the steal. Just goes straight through there.
it's two Zerglings is annoying. Anything more than two is like really bad, but two is just moderately annoying, especially when one of them's injured. You can use the probes to attack it. He is turning around to
Oh,
kill it.
nice.
If he ooh, oh no,
Wow.
he doesn't take it. Yeah. This,
Okay, they're going to die there.
mm-hmm.
Well, I would have preferred if he kept them alive rather than going down a probe, but how many probes? That was 3 probes. That's
So yeah, three
definitely
probes,
pretty
two
good.
lings. That's a great trade for the Zerg
Yeah,
player. But I do have
that's
to
huge.
respect Naklar. He sent the probe back.
Oh
He
no,
kn
look at the natural. The probe's about to kill a drone. Ah! Okay, he chooses to retreat. That was so close. That drone was on like 4 health. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was about to say like I respect Naklar's choice to go back to the Zerg to scout him again after the lings ran by,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
but he
Well,
didn't
even
actually go
now, I
inside.
don't think. Sorry, even now, I don't think he should be sending it home. Don't you want to stay as long as you can? Like, you can outmaneuver Zerglings forever.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He should have just gone into the main to check what's coming up next. He didn't see this
Yeah.
third hatchery coming up. He's not aware of the third base that's been taken at the other natural. He doesn't see the lair coming up, and he's still far away from a Corsair, and he's actually not opting to get one at all. He's going straight up for a second gateway.
Ooh. And he's getting +1 as well. We're going to see some kind of zealot timing, I expect.
Mm-hmm. Citadel should start soonish in order to make that hit. Usually, what you do is you add Citadel and then two gateways. Oh, he doesn't even have a cybernetics core. I didn't notice
Ooh.
that. Yeah,
That's
this
a bit unfortunate.
is going to be late, but it might be really powerful. It depends on if Durkovic finds out about it, if he's going to go mutas or not, what his situation is going to be like.
Yeah, is there any potential for like a slow zealot move out? Does that really work past like the very early game?
Uh, it's generally not recommended. If Zerg gets speed at the appropriate time, which is right after layer, and that's exactly what Durkovic is
Yeah.
doing, props to him. Speed Zerglings, they can just surround slow lots so very easily, and even with +1, the numbers will just climb astronomically as the Zealots make their way to the Zerg base. The Zerg just starts pumping pure lings, the Zealots get there, and then you get surrounded, and then your whole entire army goes by. Yeah, so Naklar definitely needs to clean up a little bit of his fundamentals in terms of like how to open the build.
Yeah.
He is sending out a zealot to poke around and see
Ooh.
what's going on here. He does see speed. He sees 6 lings, which, by the
It's going
way,
to be a robo build, by the way. No Citadel or Stargate coming up.
ooh, actually, I like this. I mean, without a Stargate, it's kind of suspect, but the Robo is
Yeah, I
actually
feel
not a
like
bad
you
choice.
really want to be scouting really hard when you do this,
Hmm.
so you can eliminate Muta, or at least think it's less. I mean, it certainly doesn't look like Djokovic is going to go Muta because it's still only on 1 gas, but it is a bit of a
Yeah,
risk.
yeah. And it's just that Naklar doesn't know that. You know what I mean? If I was Durkovic and I knew that Naklar didn't know, that would be like the next level play is to actually go Mutalisk
Yeah.
behind this.
Yeah, well, I saw that in some of the CPL games, right? We cast some of these really good tier 1 players, and you can see, like, that was their thought process, and it just gets them, like, a strategic win, even if their opponent looks mechanically good.
Hmm. And I think it's gonna be it has to be Dragoon Reaver. Yeah, it is gonna be Dragoon Reaver. This is the only thing that could
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, the Dragoon Reaver it does work. It doesn't usually make this many zealots. Usually you start way earlier and you don't need that many zealots to start off with it, but it does have some potential. It's not that great against Mutalisks, but Mutalisks, as you said, are likely not gonna come.
Yeah,
It,
you know what? Djokovic is totally duped. He's getting Overlord speed, so he's definitely expecting Corsair. Look, that Dragoon is almost a bit of a tip-off that it's not going to be Corsairs right away.
well, Dragoon you saw like just one Dragoon isn't that huge of a deal. I think. Back in like 2007 when Fast Expand first came out, making one Dragoon after the Zealots was standard in order to kill the Scouting Overlord. It's not standard anymore because you get your Stargate so early, and the Dragoon is relatively useless for so long. But actually, he is getting Citadel of a
Yeah.
2 and 2 with legs. This build is like the everything build. He's getting Observer sight range. He's getting
Wow.
speed.
Wait, that's sight range, not speed? I can't tell the
No,
difference.
yeah, that's sight range.
What
And
is 2?
wow. I mean, like this. Yeah, this is the kitchen sink build. You know, like you just throw everything at
Well,
them.
he isn't actually getting Reavers, to be fair. He's just going to get the Observers.
True.
Maybe he was anticipating a fast local build or something.
And fast looker
But I
builds actually would
guess...
be common on this map now I think about it.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I think this is basically just like a Dragoon bust, but with extra Observers, is what he's going for.
And he's moved out a little bit early. I feel like range isn't done yet, speed isn't
Yeah.
done yet. He could have waited a little bit longer, but now Durkovic is aware of the commitment that he's made to pure units. When, by the way, no Reavers, no High Templar is bad news against Hydralisks, but in these
Oh,
early
yeah.
numbers, he might be able to. The +1 is done. It is going to
Yeah,
be the
your Sim
slowest.
City isn't super helpful, so these
Hmm.
Hydras don't really have anything to do.
And it's I think it might be just because it's such an actually yeah, it's 8:30, which is later than the speed law timing. So I don't know. I thought like maybe it's just because it's such an offbeat build. Like this is the kind of thing that you would lose to on like, on ladder and think to yourself like, how do you beat that? But the reason is because it's
Yeah.
just an offbeat build. It's so weird.
And the thing is, he attacked without Zealot speed as well, so a
Hmm.
bit of an anti-timing there. I mean, I think it was overall a good trade because he got quite a few Hydras for only a few Zealots. But yeah, he
Uh,
has sort of given away that how many gateways he has, right?
yeah,
Or at
to
least that he
to an
has more
extent.
than one.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we can see Dirkovich getting a sunk now. He's already like got quite a few at the other base.
and he is getting storm now. So he's he's kind of moved away from this what looked like an all-in early on, and it should be noted that his macro has been really decent so far. Like considering the APM, considering the strangeness of his build, I mean he's been spending his money quite well. Dirkovich floating a little bit more resources, and you can tell the difference in the supply.
Yeah. I mean, his hatch count is okay. He's getting a, what is it, a fifth one up right now. But yeah, I think just sort of the mineral gas imbalance hitting him now. And he does have Lurkers morphing, so I guess that's why he's so gas hungry. Oh man. If you
Hmm.
can pick off those eggs, that's pretty huge, but they're just
Yeah,
about to finish.
no, yeah, Dragoons are actually really good against the eggs. But unfortunately, yeah, he's not going to be able to do it. And the Hydras do pick off a couple more Zealots. The numbers are just not there. And before Templars are out, these Hydras are going to be worth their weight in gold for Dirkovich
Where are
here.
these drones going? Drones are lost.
It,
So yeah, this is a pretty fast lurker. It's kind of like not an aggressive fast lurker build, though. It's just
mhm.
totally a defensive one, which is interesting. You don't really see this very often.
Yeah, it's usually you would see that as a setup for a four base turtle Zerg, which is quite viable on this map. But instead of taking the fourth base, he did place the fifth hatchery at his natural as opposed to the main. He could have easily had four gas right now and been ahead, I think.
Well, this is a bit concerning because he didn't morph any lurkers over here, so this space is a bit vulnerable. I don't think those three sunks are quite enough. Guess we'll see.
It's gonna depend on the drone pull. I mean, the Dragoon's main point is to take down these hatcheries. That's what they're best at. If they can do that, then it'll already be
Ooh,
worth it.
DT. But there is an Overlord waiting,
Yeah.
and he has Overlord speed, so this DT isn't that much of a threat, really.
Is he gonna storm the
Oh, he's going to
drones?
storm the drone. Oh,
Got
not
three.
bad. You get three.
This is gonna hurt him when the Hydralisks come now, but he is gonna take this hatchery down. I
Yeah.
think if he has a task to that. Please, oh my God,
Well,
no! He has to take down this hatchery for this to be worth it.
well, unfortunately,
No.
that's it. Flank coming in. Nice job by Djokovic. So you can just drone this back up now, and really, it's just a big loss for the Protoss.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tough for Protoss to secure a third gas now.
And Protoss, he did like his macro definitely dropped off while doing that, which is totally expected. It's very difficult to micro and macro at the same
Yeah,
time. But at some point, like especially when your dragoons are just sitting there shooting at a hatchery, you might want to think, yeah, maybe I can go back to my base and make some units real quick.
yeah.
But
It's
overall,
difficult. You got to think of like APM as a resource, like how much APM you're spending for how much gain.
hmm and
Ooh, drops coming up.
yes, okay, this could be really powerful. And Naklar, I mean, he doesn't have any cannons. He doesn't have any vision of the high ground either. Uh,
Oh yeah.
I think perhaps Durkovic, he has the Overlord here over the temple to see if there's any vision, because he can actually just drop the lurkers like over this 2 centimeters, and just
Yeah.
instead of going all the way into the main and revealing the Overlord or risking it, he can just walk the lurkers behind the mineral line.
Absolutely, and since the mineral only isn't there, that's not going to spot it either. I feel like that'd be a good move for Naklar at this point because he's got so many minerals and he's got that location secure. He might as well.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
like that one DT mixed in. I mean, the
yeah.
first time it didn't really do much, but I think it's an okay idea.
No, absolutely. Having a couple of DTs mixed in, it really annoys the Zerg. They're forced to bring speed overlords with them in every battle. The overlords
Damn,
go in front of everything, and then
look
they
at all
get.
these sunkens. I'm not sure I like this when he only has like three mining bases. He took like the mineral only in the other mains or something like that. I think it'd be a better move, but he's spending so much minerals on this.
Yeah, I think he's thinking to himself like, as long as Protoss doesn't expand, as long as
Ooh. He stormed his own zealots so hard there.
yeah,
That's really. Did clean up those lurkers for it though.
and now is another chance for him to. He could possibly take down this Hydra Den, which would hurt a lot, but not with this amount of
Yeah.
reinforcements coming up behind.
Yeah. So what did you say about what Djokovic was thinking?
I'm sorry.
You were saying Djokovic was thinking something.
Yeah, I was thinking that Djurkovic is thinking that as long as he holds off this two-base aggression from Protoss, he'll be in a good position, which is technically true because he does have the availability of both mineral onlys and the fourth gas for the
Yeah.
main. So I think he's just kind of sunkening up because that second attack on his natural, where he almost lost the hatchery, I think that forced him to reconsider his position. He's like, oh no, I better hunker down, make sure that I don't lose this base. So I think that that's why he's playing
Yeah,
super defensive now, and he's the one that's actually been spending his money much better now. But it's probably
that is
also because
true.
of each sunken cuts into your economy so heavily.
Yeah, I mean, with the number of drones he has, his economy is not really that different to the Protos's. Um, I feel like if you invest that much in defense, though, the Protoss can actually secure that third gas and sort of come back into this game.
Yeah, but I don't think Naklar has any intentions of doing that right now. At least it doesn't seem like
Certainly
it.
doesn't seem so.
Yeah, he's cut his probe production quite heavily as well. He only has 9 probes in his natural, for example. His main is definitely a little bit more saturated, but it doesn't look like he has any intentions of going for.
Ooh, he tried the high Templar snipe. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but nice try there.
And nice control from Naklar to dodge that, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, both players pretty impressive there. More drones are coming out now for Djokovic, but yeah, this support bay, is he going to try and like bust down the lurkers with Reavers, I'm guessing? Or just go for like shuttle speed for storm drops? I'm not sure what he's thinking here.
Yeah, Reavers would be the play here, I think. I mean, there is already a little bit too much Hydralisk to handle just with the army that he has out here, but if he's storming down a... Well, storm is probably the worst word to use in this situation. If he's attacking a base, using a Reaver to range stuff out with Dragoons is great for you, but...
Oh, this attack is not going to work though. I think he's going to lose everything here.
Yeah, he's overinvested, and Zealots against Sunkens with Lurkers behind them is not the best combination.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, there is a DT here, though, and the Overlords are a little bit far, but everything else is
Well,
going to
if he
go
could
down.
sneak in, it could do a lot. But yeah, no, it's not even going to try. He's just sort of chilling.
Yeah, and least mentioning in the channel that it's better to try and make a death ball. You don't want to give your army, like, you don't want to keep losing your army over and over, and that's definitely
Yeah,
true for the
absolutely.
Protoss. You want to accumulate units throughout the game, and then so you never want to trade badly with Zerg. You always want to trade favorably, and whatever that means, whether it means running away or not attacking, those are all strategies that you can use in order to build up that death ball. Making small attacks of 12 units at a time doesn't really bother Zerg all that much.
Especially when they're so sim-citied up here.
And
So it looks like Djokovic wants to do a massive drop from underneath here that to sort of close out that game, and I think it's probably going to work. Protoss doesn't have that much left.
yeah, absolutely. And he is morphing some lurkers here at the natural. He has quite a few Hydralisks here. And again, Naklar just does not have any vision of this might be coming towards him. It's going to be a rude awakening, but I think it'll be a valuable lesson for the future.
Yeah, I guess so.
And
Um, I'm not sure if he's actually going to load these up now. Maybe he was just storing them there. I'm kind of disappointed. I want to see a cool drop to end the game.
I think it's coming because he did bring these overlords for some reason here. I think he's just probably
Oh, here he goes. Yeah.
he's probably taking care of some other business around his bases somewhere.
Yeah. Well, he's doing a great job of taking care of business, isn't he?
Mhm.
Look, his gas is all spent, although then again, he could be mining more.
Yeah,
But
he's
I
only on
guess you
2
can just
gas.
see, with how this game is going, like the difference between these two players is Djokovic is just spending so much more money.
hmm And it's also about Naklar's lack of army retention. Throwing away a couple of
Yes.
groups of 12 units is really not where you want to be, and you can see it in the supplies now. It wasn't as evident before, but when Protoss is only up by 4 supply, that's a really bad look. You want to be up by at least 20 to 30 supply at this stage of the game.
Yeah, so the Reaver did come out, but they're a Scourge hunting for something. I hope they find the shuttle. Did he anticipate that there'd be a shuttle? What are these Scourge doing?
Maybe for the observers, sniping observers
Ah,
to
yeah.
protect the lurkers, perhaps.
That is a very strong move. That
Uh,
one Dragoon has his work cut out for him.
and the upgrades are already 2-1
That's a
actually.
really cool storm because he baited them in with that. That was really well done. Oh, and that's a great one too.
Yeah, and the flank is going to come in a little bit late for this, but there's still one more storm here. One more storm could
Two
act.
more,
Two
two
more
more.
storm. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Oh, but he's not going to go for it. I think.
He's gonna. If he goes into the static defense, it's gonna be a disaster. Okay, the DT getting in there too. Storm. Okay, nice. Really nice storm actually. That was like best possible storm he could have casted just there.
Absolutely. So he is going to hold off this fight. So like this is kind of like
Wow, that was such a good engagement for Protoss.
yeah. So imagine this engagement, but the armies being like 5 times bigger, and that's what we would
Yeah.
see standard in this situation, where like the Protoss retains quite a few of their army, Zerg loses a bit of their wave, right? And you keep this army, and then your next macro units kind of join up with this ball, and that's how you continue to snowball your advantage as Protoss. But not gonna happen here. I like this scouting DT from Naklar. He's making sure that there's no third gas coming down here.
Yeah, that's really good.
And the drop seems to be on the way. We have
All right, here we go.
I think it's all
Did he get in
lurkers.
the Hydras?
Yeah, he has like
Yeah,
10
he
lurkers
put
in this.
lurkers.
Jesus.
Well,
This is going to be
lurkers
brutal.
are pretty scary.
And Naklar is also building pretty much pure Zealots. Zealots just do not work against Lurkers at all. And as the Reaver is approaching the natural of
Yeah.
Durkovic, the Lurkers are coming in
Oh,
to the
his armor's way
middle.
too far back. This Reaver's in a lot of danger. Okay, there we go. He does bring them up. He doesn't want to hit like this, so I think he just wants to siege. But the drop in his main, there's so many lurkers. Oh my god, there's two things going on at once. Which do we watch?
I'm watching both. I'm switching back and forth. All right, so we know the story here. I'm interested in the story here, and actually, I think we're going to know the story here as well. The two
Oh
lurkers
yeah,
behind the Sunkens, the Hydralisks in this kind of using the Sim City to minimize the surface
yeah.
area that that Zealots can attack with.
Really nice defensive setup there.
Mhm.
And yeah, the main is actually just going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the traditional way to lose all buildings, right? But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not sure I agree with making those things. If you are going to make them, you put them in a very nice setup, so that just completely negated that attack.
Mhm.
Man, that Templar doing its best to save itself. Uh-oh. I think I'm the Hydras.
Battle Reaver. Ah.
Ah, no.
Okay. Yeah, the shuttle was thinking about saving its friend, but with your main in tatters like this, and one thing I would have recommended for
God, that's
Dirk
so
to
many
do,
lurkers.
he could have taken out the Robo by now, and taken out the Robo and the Observatory, and combined that with the Scourges and the Speed Overlord that you have, you pretty much can just. I mean, this is already pretty bad for Protoss, but if he has no
Yeah.
observers, that's just a wrap.
To be fair, he's not making any anyway, so...
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
like when you're
I
doing a
think this will
drop,
be the end.
when you're doing a drop as Zerg, you generally have two priority targets. The first one is gateways, and the second one is tech. They're about even, depends on where you drop, what the kind of
What about
availability you have.
economy?
Economy, I mean, with lurkers, yeah, usually the probes just run away. You know, before,
True.
and usually by that point in the game, there's not that much economy in the Protoss main base anyway. In this case, there was a ton. You're right, but
I mean, it was all mined out, so
yeah.
he wasn't really going to do anything with those pros, but still.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is he could have taken out all of the tech, and losing all of your tech as Protoss is so brutal. I mean, look at it. There's Cybernetics Core Citadel, Templar Archives, Robotics, Observatory, and the support bay. Protoss could be
That
in.
all sounds so expensive.
Yeah, it's not just expensive in terms of money; it's expensive in terms of time. Because to
Oh,
get back
yeah.
to that point, it's pretty much impossible. Once you're in the Stone Age and you can only build zealots, and trying to get all the way back to Templar Archives takes forever.
So Nakla fighting on, refusing to surrender with these Dragoons.
Hmm.
I mean, they killed a lot of Zerglings so far.
It's the 3-1
It is the
upgrades,
GG.
and yeah,
I was going
GG.
to say, they're just padding their stats at this point, because look how many kills each Dragoon has.
And something I want to mention, I think the Zerg only has, yeah, Zerg is at, oh no, Zerg's at 2 range attacks. Very nicely done by him. And
What
yeah,
about armor?
0 armor, but honestly, you don't really need it
Ooh.
when you're going Hydra Lurker. The reason
I
is,
suppose.
yeah,
But
because,
if he gets to Hive, I mean, if the game on a different game, get away, and he wanted to go to Hive and go like Ling Lurker to Philo, it would have been really, really tough.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, they do eventually do get those armor upgrades when they get to the Hive point, but it doesn't seem like we got that far. Durkovic slams the door shut in the mid game.
Yep, sure.
And congratulations to
Smashes
Durkovic.
him in the face with it. I think Nakla's concept is fun. You can just power in 2 base, but you got to make way more gateways. Um, again, that looks like Dirkfish is just way stronger there. So I feel like this group's a little bit decided. I feel like there's two calibers of players here, to be honest.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, BB definitely had a fighting chance to take that game early
Yeah.
on. And, if they have a similar timing against Zerg, for example, they could take out Durkovic, I think, easily. TVZ timings are very powerful, and for some reason,
That is true.
it doesn't want to let me watch this replay.
You got to change the name you're hosting. Just add another Z. It'll work.
Okay. Oh, wait, I'm gonna add you as a friend first.
Yeah, please.
That way we don't have to mess with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Fernandez has entered StarCraft.
Alright.
I mean, just from what we've seen, I feel like Wizard and Derkovic have like a more of a depth of play than BB or Nakla. Says, why is it telling me invalid password? What is this?
It's not letting me host the game even, so I'm gonna.
Did you change the name?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay,
try.
weird.
I'm gonna rejoin Brood War. That's what I'm gonna do.
Sure.
Oh wait. No, okay. I'm gonna try again. I know that the naming is fine because they're all named the same thing, just with different numbers in the thing. Oh, there we go. I don't know what the hell
Yeah.
that was.
Just Blizzard
Yeah, Blizzard
doing
stuff.
what they do.
All right, and looks like the winners match is gonna be on Crossing Field. This map is from, I believe, ASL 4. No, is it ASL 4?
I
Maybe.
think it's four. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was the finals in ASL 5? That was snow versus rain, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, this must have been ASL 4 because this is the one where Flash killed Bisu on this map, and in the
Yeah.
finals he did the proxy rack. So yeah, it's ASL 4.
Hmm. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. And it's going to be
Nice.
uh, Durkovic, who just won game two as the Zerg, and we're gonna have Mr. Wizard from game one as the Protoss.
All right. Hype.
Spawning in the top left, kind of, sort of, left-hand side of the map, we have Mr. Wizard, the blue Protoss.
On the right hand side, it's Durkovic, the Browns. Ooh, this is this map kind of disappeared for a while. I feel like no one would play in practice games or in leagues or anything to ASL 4.
Hmm.
I'm interested to see it come back.
I really, really like this map, to be honest with you. First of all, I feel like it's way more balanced in PvZ than other maps. Two-player maps are generally not that great for Zerg against Terran and Protoss, but this one, it kind of gives you a lot of options. Zerg can secure
Oh yeah,
some gases quite easily, but the main draw, I think, for me is the fact that Protoss can secure their third gas so much easier. It is only
yeah.
2,000 minerals in the back gas, so it's not that big of a boon, but it opens up so many options of play for Protoss. Because you can do tech, you can do gateway tech to hold your ramp and Nexus behind it. It's absolutely madness.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I was just thinking, oh, it looks like that might be what he does. I was just thinking that you want to Forge Fast Expand down here anyway, just to get through
Hmm.
bases. But yeah, I didn't think of that. That could be so strong.
Yeah,
I
there's
will
two
see if it
options
is the
there.
gateway. I wonder if Wizards prepared like a gateway build for this map because well, we don't know how he likes to play PvC in general. Maybe he always opens gateway.
Hmm.
Interested to find out anyway. What do you think about Hatch first for Zerg? Is that a good idea or is that?
I think hatch first should be standard on this map. I mean, obviously, if
Yeah,
you get blocked on one side, you can go to the other side.
yeah, exactly.
There's
That's
not
my
that,
thinking.
yeah, there's not that many attacks I feel like that Protoss can do besides two gate that will take down the third hatch in your forward natural if you went for the back natural first.
I
Uh,
mean, even against a 2 gate, right? Technically, you can defend that.
yeah, you can. I mean, if 12 hatch is
Ooh,
better for against two gate, and yeah, we see Durkovic going with the I think it was Overpool.
Wizards go for Nexus first here.
That's
If you make a gateway, do you have a Zealot in time for
no,
Overpool?
no.
Oh dear.
Wizard should have seen this pool and throw down a forge right away. I feel like that would have been the
Mm,
play, or maybe, I mean, gateway. Even gateway, maybe the zealot would have been out in time. Then he would have to pull probes to hold the ramp. But
yeah.
oh,
What's he gonna make? It's gonna be a Forge. Not sure why I put it there exactly, but we'll see. Um, well, we'll see if Djokovic rushes straight at him like he did against. He did not rather against
yeah.
Nicola.
It's
I
actually
feel like
only
that was a nice. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's only four Zerglings actually. I just wanted to point that out. It's not gonna be
Yeah,
like very
true.
brutal. It's not gonna be six Zerglings because six Zerglings would just outright win right now.
Yeah, I don't think
And,
he's anticipating like this kind of play. I feel like it was a nice like meta attempt for Wizard, like we're talking
mhm.
about. Hatch first is probably more like, and it would have been good if it was a hatch first, but it wasn't. And Djokovic, oh, he's looking for that probe.
Wow.
Expected actually, so I
No,
think he will be fine.
no, he's changing his mind. Yeah, he's changing his mind back and forth. And Wizard, I mean, he knows that the
Ooh.
pool was early, but he didn't stick around to see how many Zerglings are coming out. That's what you need
Well,
that
this Sim
scouting core
City
for.
is not really deliberate, but still, I think only 2 Zerglings could get past this.
Um. Yeah, no, he's not even actually going for it. I
We'll
think
turn around again.
yeah. I mean, he doesn't really know. I mean, he's only going to find out now that the Nexus is back here and already up. So
Yeah. Ooh.
he's probably gonna be kicking himself after seeing this, or maybe if he saw the replay already.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking if you wanted to do the Nexus first back here,
Hmm.
would you still put your pylon on the low ground anyway? 'Cause then when you're setting up your cannon, you've sort of already secured that location.
You wouldn't even. I don't think you would go Forge, honestly. If you're going 12 next, you should, and like he shouldn't have gone for the Nexus in the first place upon seeing
Yeah.
the pool. And then if he didn't go for the Nexus, he should have thrown down a gateway and then gone for the
Ooh, takes out
Nexus.
that pro. Was that second gas before the third hatch, or it just finished already?
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
it was
first
before the.
gas.
It's technically it's like called like 2.5 hatch and
Oh
what.
yeah, I know the idea from TVZ anyway.
Yeah, and
Okay.
in PvZ it's useful for getting the Scourge out in time to snipe the first Corsair before an Overlord dies. And I'm
Hmm.
interested about this third hatch placement. I feel like this is like the kind of like a Python
Yeah.
2v2 esque, like I'm trying, or like a ZVT esque. But it looks like he is gonna
Yeah.
go for a fourth one in the base below. So he's going into a
Well,
heavy
to be
macro
fair,
play.
he's not going to need those extra patches very quickly, so it probably won't really matter. But yeah, why not put down the third one at the third base, just in case that's how the game goes.
And
Okay.
Mr. Wizard, I mean,
Is this going to be... Sorry, you go.
yeah, Mr. Wizard needs a cybernetic core. If you look at him, he has 600 minerals, and his tech is going to be
Yeah, I was about to
incredibly
say, he
delayed.
needs something. He's not really doing anything. I mean, it sounds a bit rude, but like nothing's really going on at the protospace.
Yeah, and I mean, this cannon is like ridiculously far away as well too. Like, yes, it
Wow,
covers
look at
against
that
the
range
Zergling.
though. It actually hits on the ramp there.
Yeah, the Zerglings it covers, but it's when the Hydralisks come knocking. That's when there's gonna be
Ooh,
problems. Yeah, the Hydralisk den is
ooh.
on the way, and it's gonna be like 4 or 5 hatch Hydra most likely, and
Yeah.
this with Wizard with no cybernetics core is going to be so poorly prepared for this. And almost no offense to Wizard, looked like he went AFK for a bit because he climbed to 800 minerals, wasn't making probes. I'm not entirely sure what he was doing, but now we're getting the cybernetics core, and hopefully it'll be in time to. And hopefully he recognizes that he needs to add more cannons here as well.
Well, yeah, the thing is, if he gets like 4 or 5 cannons above this ramp, it's totally fine. He
Hmm.
has no way to figure it out because his scouting probe died fairly early. And
Yes.
Sturkovich hunting that down. So I don't really see how he can survive unless he just assumes that it's going to be dangerous and makes the cannons.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you're absolutely right. That's really his only option. Now this SimCity is looking really questionable. Now, I don't think Dragoons can get out here with the cannon placed this way. I think that the doodad under the gateway below on the right is going to block him in. So this, I feel like he didn't really practice his building placement on this map that much, which is, I think, something that's really important to do before a match.
yeah, I mean, it could definitely be a big advantage if your build is like really honed and
Well,
you're like ready to go.
he's getting armor first for ground units. So
Ooh, what does that mean?
uh, it means that he misclicked. That's what it means.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and he's getting his Citadel, he's getting his Stargate. I mean, he's doing everything right, but everything is just a little late. I mean, he even managed to get 2 gateways before the Stargate started. That's just indicative of how late everything was. And in the meantime, looks like Durkovic is upgrading Hydralisk stuff. He's getting Hydralisk range right now, so it's going to be Hydra heavy play.
Well, is against like Zealot versus Hydra, is it actually better to have armor anyway?
No, I'm saying he's getting a Hydralisk range, as not the ranged
Yeah, I
upgrade.
know, but I'm just thinking. I'm just still
Oh,
thinking about that armor.
no,
If
100%.
it's just like
One,
only Zealots versus only Hydras, is
it's
attack still better than armor there?
attack is 100% better than armor in that
No,
situation.
okay.
The
Damn.
the only reason that Protoss +1 really benefits is it's because Zerglings they go down in 2 hits. So if you
Yeah.
have +1 advantage, versus Hydra it's still the same amount of hits against the Hydralisk. With
So having armor would be more helpful, right? Because it definitely makes the Zealots take more hits to kill by the Hydra.
oh you mean
Yeah,
Protoss
sorry,
armor?
I mean the Protoss upgrade
Okay.
is what I'm saying.
No,
So,
no, no, no.
yeah.
Protoss armor makes absolutely zero sense.
All right, damn.
It's
I'm just
absolutely
trying to find a way, trying to justify it.
no, it makes absolutely no sense. I mean,
It won't be useless. It won't
now,
be useless. In any case.
yeah,
It's not-
now that I'm thinking about it, now that you put it that way, the fact that Hydra gets ranged upgrades first, in some weird way, I can kind of understand it.
Yeah.
I think I can understand it.
Well, if you got both, I think it would make more sense. Looks
Uh,
like it's going to be fast lurkers again from Durkovic. I guess that's his style.
yeah, he did get all the Hydralisk upgrades first, but he's not really pressuring at all. I feel like if he poked up
Yeah,
with
he
some
could probably.
lanes, yeah,
Yeah, he could do a lot of damage.
I mean, he would be shooting uphill, but he has enough Zerglings to kind of meat shield ahead of it, right?
Yeah.
And with the choke of the ramp being as it is, and with the cannon being so far back, I feel like he could take down most of these Zealots, and Wizard would be in just a bad spot for the mid game.
Yeah, Durkovic has wisely clustered his overlords here, so even without Scourge, he's going to be fine against these Corsairs, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, looks like Wizard wants to move out here.
Yeah,
Without legs, and obviously without +1.
no, he has legs. He has +1 armor.
Oh, right, sorry, it's already done, huh?
It's all good. So this is the 7:30, but it's 1 minute late because, as we mentioned earlier, Wizard was a little bit late on everything. But he did get like 3 gateways at once, so that helped him catch up on the Zealot count. He actually has a full 10, which is a little bit more than you normally see in this build. But he is going to be moving out with it, and I mean, the lack of SimCity is going to hurt Durkovic a little bit here.
It's all in the +1 armor, man. Like, I just don't know how to deal with it. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, it's just these Hydras alone probably aren't quite going to cut it, but the reinforcements popping out, I don't think Durkovic is going to be in trouble here.
yeah, Durkovic, even without microing, is
Yeah.
being able to hold this quite well, and Wizard is definitely making a mistake here by engaging this. When you see even like 6 or
Yeah.
7 Hydras defending a base, you kind of start thinking, yo, maybe I shouldn't attack this because now all initiative is gone from Wizard. He can't do a mid-game attack anymore. Basically,
He's
he.
trying to secure this expansion. He does
Mhm.
have some storms available, so maybe he can defend it if Djokovic chooses to attack, but it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, he recognized that this cannon must die for its sins, because he
Yep.
otherwise can't path around it. But yeah, both players a little bit passive. I mean, besides that one attack, Djokovic just seems pretty content to just sit on three bases, which I'm not sure I entirely agree with, because as I mentioned earlier, the Protoss can get three bases relatively easily here.
Yeah. I mean, he has Lurker Tech, right? So it wouldn't be too hard to secure this, I guess, like 1 o'clock and put like a big Lurker field to
Hmm.
defend it. I mean, I guess the real base you want to take is like the 5/11 o'clock, because that's
Yeah,
much more choky.
yeah, 5 o'clock is really good, but I mean, 1 o'clock isn't that bad either. And
Yeah. Big attack coming in here, though. He needs some very nice storms, because there's not that many Zealots here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think this Nexus is going down for sure.
yeah, cannon's not started. All the zealots go down without any storms. Guys, does he not have storm? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, storm's only halfway done.
Oh, no. Oh, I
No,
didn't realize.
the
That's
throw.
such a shame. If these Templars die, oh my god. Okay, he's gonna get
Yeah, he
knocked
needs to run away now. Oh my God, no, these are pugilist Templar. They're gonna be boxing.
off. Oh, no,
One.
one goes down. I think he will just die, like, straight up in that
Yeah,
storm here. If Djokovic chooses to press the attack, which looks like he will.
yeah, the traitor cannon, which would have actually been helpful here, but
Yeah, they should have trusted it.
yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's
storm
got
is
like 30 seconds to go.
nah less than that. It's like 10 seconds, I think. Eight,
Oh, slower than
seven,
you might think. Oh, yeah, maybe
six,
you're right. Okay, I guess he's just about done.
and storm. But he has nothing
Come
left to
on.
do. Okay, there's one.
Okay, there's
Put it on
one.
the ramp. Put it on the ramp. Yes, that's a fatty
Oh,
storm.
nice. Oh,
Nice
that did a lot of
storms.
damage. That's it. He only has the one Templar left now. Oh,
He still has another storm here.
reinforcements coming in though.
Oh yeah, this is a lot of reinforcements.
Well, he has another storm. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But is it enough? I mean, more zealots will pop out. Maybe he will stay alive here. Maybe. Or maybe not.
Oh, he has +1 armor and +1 attack now.
Yeah, see, it's strong, man. Zerg has nothing.
Zerg
Doesn't
doesn't
look
need
like
any
it helps.
upgrades. Zerg just wins by
No.
default.
He just has more units.
Yeah. And yeah, Wizard has to be kicking himself after this game. I mean, I need to know what happened in that early game when he was floating 800 minerals and wasn't getting any tech whatsoever. I'm sure that like his cat jumped on his face and like tore him or something, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, just compared to the last game he played, I mean, he's having a lot more trouble macroing, I think. Maybe it's because he's not used to the Nexus first opening and, you know, like, getting things a bit earlier, and a bit more.
Yeah, I'm struggling to believe that he practiced very much on that map. No offense to Wizard if you did, but if you did practice, I think you practiced the wrong things. I did link all the PVZ VODs for this map in the Discord chat. I don't remember if it was
Oh, nice.
if I linked it to him or if I linked it for someone else. Actually, I think I looked it for Zerg and ZVP, yeah. But he could easily find those on TLPD. He could see what the standard openings are. And the standard openings are almost invariably one gate, Nexus, and then you go straight into Cybernetics Court or Forge, depending on what the opponent's doing. And I feel like that would have been a better option for him than his Nexus into nothing build.
Yeah, well, like you mentioned, that one gate tech with an expansion behind it actually does sound really nice. I'd just straight up go, like, double Stargate every time, because that just sounds fun.
Hmm. Okay, and now we're going to go into the losers match. And it's going to be
Alrighty.
BB, the Terran, against Naklar, the Protoss.
Alright, some good old TVP, my favorite.
Hmm. You and I are both familiar with this.
Well, thanks to you, yes. For those of you who don't know, Jealous and I have done a lot of TVP practice, so it wasn't really practice for Jealous. He'd just get drunk and crush me anyway.
Oh, those
But
days
yeah,
are all
he
gone.
basically taught me everything I...
Those days are all long gone, my friend Neb. You're probably at least as good as me now, so I mean we can find out
Oh, maybe not if
later.
you're playing Protoss, I don't know. And
Alright.
you're sober.
Yeah, well, speaking of Protoss, we have Naklar here, and there's the teal Protoss on the left-hand side of Cross Game.
And on the right side, the white Terran is BBS. So, as they always say to Wizard, I think teal's the better colour because in the campaign that's the colour the heroes are.
Hmm.
So Naklar is heroes and what's BBS? Like Confederates or something. Good luck.
Yeah, I think you're actually right. It's like in that installation map where it's more like you get a
Yeah,
handful of units and you have to fight.
yeah.
Yeah, all of those guys are
And
white.
Jim Rain is teal.
Yes, yes.
So basically, like few units are going to be tearing through many.
Hmm.
Oh dear. So openings for this map. I don't think I played a PvT on this last CPL. I played like a TVZ and got crushed,
Hmm.
and I played another one and got slowly crushed.
Hmm.
Do you reckon CC first is good? Because you can wall this off easily, right? But does it just open the door for Protoss to expand themselves to third more easily?
Frankly, I'm not sure. I think CC first could definitely work. Uh, the problem is that on two-player maps, I feel like a lot of players just love to cheese as well. I don't know. I don't think
Yeah.
CC first is that safe of an option on a two-player map.
Well,
If
I
it,
got full pulled on this map, and because my link tight wall wasn't actually link tight, I died.
yeah. So, I personally would not go 14 CC on this map, even though you can, just because it's.
Whoa! Look at this gas. Is this going to be one of those like 10-10-10 style pushes? Obviously not 10-10-10 because it's 12 style. One of those type of pushes?
10
No?
10 it's 10 10 10 but like he shook it up and scrambled it like like
Yeah.
got all he should have made the gas before the depot. I think that would have been the better play, but
11, 12, 27. I don't know. It could
yeah.
be anything. It could be a 2-fac as well.
Yeah, it could be
Ooh.
two fact. I don't really know any Tyrant build
Oh,
two,
it's a Nexus first.
hmm.
So if it is like a 1-fac style push, then it's going to be like perfect thing to counter this. But if it's a 2-fac, it's going to be way too late. But even if it is a 1-fac style push, can you get up this ramp once like 2 Dragoons are?
Yeah, that's really tough. I feel like 12 next is definitely a good option on this map in PvT.
Well, I was thinking to myself, like, it sounds kind of stupid, but I think I'd actually go like FD on here because you could probably just like mine down the ramp and leave them in there while you expand to the third. And it's like really easy to defend that. I don't know.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again? You
I was thinking if I were to play against Protoss on this map, I
hmm.
might open FD
Hmm.
because I think you can just like mine their ramp pretty easily,
Yeah.
and then you expand to your own third, and it's like not that hard to defend this third. You don't have to set up very much because it's like right there.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's my thoughts. And if it is Nexus first, you can probably kill them. I mean, maybe it's difficult to get up that ramp, but suppose you wait a bit for siege mode. I think you could probably do it.
Hmm.
Maybe.
I would think
I
that
mean, it's going to be a 2-fac, by the way.
yeah, I was thinking that it might be two port because of the gas first, but it is going to be two fac again. It's going to be the BB
Can
two
you
fac.
do that versus Protoss?
I mean, it's been done before to
I got
mixed
to try that
success.
now.
It's mixed
Oh my god,
success.
that
Uh,
sounds so good.
it was Haya versus Free on Triathlon. He did three port wraith with a hidden
What
base
the hell?
into nukes.
Wow.
Yeah, and he almost won.
Okay.
And I
I was
believe,
thinking if it's Nexus first, actually, they won't have observers for ages, so that might actually work.
yeah, actually it does. But what can I say? There was a recent game I think who was played. I don't remember who played it. I remember Rain was the Protoss and Rain lost. It might have been last versus Rain. It lasted two port wraith and beat Rain with it like just not too long ago. So it's definitely
I
up
thought
there.
it might have been Sharp. Can't remember.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a fun thing to try. I definitely don't think it works unless you're a pro gamer, but let's see.
Yeah.
BB
So,
one
so go
add-on?
on.
No, two add-on. Yeah, it's gonna be the Timmy
You've got
two
to win
fag.
your 2-fac, right? Yeah.
No, you don't have to actually. Wait, there's one. One of the variants is when you make tanks from one factory, vultures from the other factory, and you hit a little bit earlier.
Oh. Just with mines first?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I got to try that, and I got to try this 2-port Wraith. I'm learning about cheeses against Protoss. I think Naklar's going to be absolutely fine as long as he adds like another gate and a robo eventually. I don't see how this pop's going to do anything just because of the ramp alone, if nothing else.
Yeah, I would say that's not the best plan from BB. Maybe BB knows like one build really well, and this is the build, and this is what we're doing.
Well, that's what the evidence points to so far. He did 2-fac in the other game too.
Lifts the racks, getting ready to move out soon, adding some more Marines.
Oh, it's a DT rush.
Did Naklar even scout?
The Naklar. I don't think he has.
I think
I
he
don't
just
think
like
he has,
forget him. Yeah, the no scout. It's kind of like the no look in basketball. You know what I mean? Like you just
Yeah,
or in
yeah, yeah.
soccer or something like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is just going to counter the 2-fac, right? If BBS pushes, like, super fast, he might get there before the DT's out and, like, kill a lot of probes or something, but I think that's, like, the best case scenario for him. I just envision this DT coming out on time and then BBS dies. Or
Uh,
unless he can lay mines defensively, but still he's going to be way behind.
Oh, and the probe is super ready from Naklar. I'm really liking this from Naklar. He's just sitting there ready, waiting for the Citadel to finish, so he gets the earliest
Yeah.
possible DT timing. And as I say
That
that,
is
he
really
kind of looks
nice.
away for a second, but then he comes back to it. Yes, very nice play
Very
by
well
Naklar
done.
here. And
It's a CV, though. Oh my god.
Which one?
Just move a little to the left. In Naklar's base, there's an SCV, like, almost spotting this.
Oh, you're right.
I swear if it was one tile closer, he could see it.
And Stargate behind this is gonna be what?
Whoa!
Two
Two
base
base up?
arbiter? Yeah, but this quickly is absurd. He's only, I mean, he does have the second gas now. And yeah, like you were saying earlier, 4 Dragoons is just gonna easy hold this. Like it,
I mean, once he gets siege mode, I feel like maybe he could push up. It's gonna take time though.
but by
and
then it
enough
will
time
be
for
DT.
DT to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is this Stargate gonna prevent him from making the DTs? He already started Dragoons.
Nice micro. Really nice pullbacks by Naklar there. But his 4 degrees actually enough. Wow, we were wrong. He just storms right up there.
I'm speechless. He could have. He should have pulled probes. That's what would have made the big difference
Yeah.
here. If he had probes on
Well,
the ramp holding it, but yeah. And the
okay, so
DTs.
DTs are still going to come out, but this is what I'm saying. This is like the best case scenario. How much damage can you really do before DTs clean this up? If he lays mines on the gateways, oh dude, he's building an eBay right in front of him. He's like, hey, that's a Templar Archives. I don't know. I feel like he needs to like relay these mines in front of the gates to stop DTs. But man, this is actually going to do a whole ton of damage. I just realized. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, beyond
And that gateway goes down.
beyond the fact that the Templar Archives was a little bit delayed, he also started a Dragoon while the Templar
Yes.
Archives was coming up. You can only afford to make a Zealot during that time. And wow,
Ooh,
Naklar
just
GG's.
GGs.
Woo.
I think that's a fair choice actually, because only one DT was going to come out, and by the time that DT kills everything, like how much damage are you going to take?
Yeah,
And
you're
besides
right.
which, he had an eBay, so he could have like sneakily built turrets with these two SVs, and the DD has to choose does it hit the turrets or the unit. So much damage is going to go down. Damn.
Wow.
Lesson learned: 4 dragoons are not enough to hold the ramp from the 2-fac.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Definitely needed the probe assistance there, and the vultures very nicely done by BB to run the vultures into the other base,
Yeah.
like hitting the probes here. I feel like, I mean, with these two vultures at the front as well, it becomes very difficult. But if you threw me in Naklar's shoes, I would think to myself, okay, if he's building an engineering bay here, that means he doesn't have one at home. He has no detection, right? So
True.
so that means that he doesn't have a scanner most likely either. You could have just, started shooting at these tanks and then brought the probes with you. Like using the probes, like it might be a desperation move, but considering the fact that you went
Ooh.
12 necks, right? After 12
Yeah,
necks,
yeah.
he's very far ahead economically up until this point. So I think it wouldn't have been a good trade, and I don't think he would have been advantaged after it, but he definitely might have lived at least. That's just for
Yeah,
next
you're
time.
probably right.
And I
Probably
mean,
right.
look at his money too. 1,200 minerals. He could have added some gateways
Yeah.
before that, but that's more like before rather than now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, well, congratulations to BB, the ballsiest 2-fac I've seen in a long time. It's a
Oh, so unfortunately that means that Wizard's out, doesn't it? No, sorry, not Wizard. Naklar's out, doesn't it?
Yeah, sorry, Naklar. Unfortunately, the Rookie Star League is gonna have to bid you adieu. But it was nice to have you, and we hope that you stick around. Um, Definitely, yeah, like Naklar said, lessons learned.
Fair enough.
So now we're gonna go into this is the redemption match where both players have lost one game, and it's gonna be a rematch of Wizard versus BB, which I'm pretty hyped
Alright.
for, and it's gonna be on Fighting Spirits, so no excuses from anyone about any map weirdness or anything like that.
If Big goes 2-fac again, I hope Wizard just like counters it completely.
Again,
'Cause You
yeah,
can't just do the same build every time, right?
yeah. Well, you can.
You can.
Yeah.
It's a good way to learn, but in like I guess a tournament setting, it's kind of not as good.
Yeah, if you do the same semi all-inish build every game in a tournament, that's when it starts becoming questionable. So I definitely agree with you there. So let's see how Wizard handles this. BB, no spoilers, man. Come on. Oh, he said he wasn't happy with what he did. Is this telling us that he's gonna go 2-fac? We'll have to find out.
Oh, don't spoil me, man. I wasn't reading chat. You don't have to spread this. So, top
Sure,
left, we
my bad.
have Orange Terran, BBS.
Yes, and in the bottom left we have the White Protoss ID1, aka Mr. Wizard.
He's looking pretty strong so far. I mean, there's
In the
like you
PVT
said, it
at
was a bit
least, yeah.
unfortunate. Yeah, in the PVT was in the PVZ it was a bit odd what happened, but
Yeah.
he's just more comfortable in PVT. We'll see.
Yeah. Armor first.
I'm just gonna be watching BB's base like a hawk, like thinking, will it be too?
Alright, I'll take over the Protoss side then. We can both cast like 2 separate games at the same time. It's like, alright,
Perfect.
sending a probe to the mineral line.
Mining minerals. I mean, it is meta for most pros to mine minerals. It's a very popular move. I'm just not sure, is this game fully figured out? Maybe there's a play where you don't mine minerals.
Yeah, there's actually a I mean, Zergs have been experimenting with this for over a decade. There's this play where
Oh,
you
true.
don't mine that many minerals. What you do instead is you take one of your starting workers and you instantly make a spawning pool as soon as you have the money for it. Then after that, you really don't mine that much more money after that. It's kind of weird.
Well, you mind some though. You
Yeah,
gotta just take your drones and attack.
that's
Maybe they
true.
should.
But I think the thing is like you start with what is it? It's 9 mineral patches on Fighting Spirit, right? If you only have 3 drones
Yeah.
mining, that means you can mine out three minerals first, and then you mine out the next 3 minerals, and then you mine out the next 3 minerals. It's kind of really
It'll
advanced
last
stuff.
forever.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, trolls aside, we got a gateway scout from Mr. Wizard. I really like this, and I thought for a
Yeah.
second he was gonna go
It's a great
center.
move.
I thought he was gonna go center. Yeah, because after getting two-facted in game one, you best believe I'm gonna be scouting the middle for BBS or something like that. I
Yeah,
mean,
this guy's name is literally BBS, so
BBS,
you should
yes,
probably scout that.
yes. But it doesn't seem like that's gonna be the case. BB with a surprisingly good SimCity here. Actually, no, never mind. The depot's on the wrong
No,
side.
it's
Yeah.
not.
Oh
I'm
my god.
sorry to burst your bubble, but it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
good. We better
I had it
explain
backwards.
why. It's like if the depot is to the right of the barracks, then only a zealot, I mean a marine can pass. But if it's on the left, an SCV can pass, a pro can pass, a zealot can pass, anything can go through there except like a dragoon.
Yeah, it's a good point that we should be explaining this stuff because that's a great point. And my favorite is the one
Can
where
a
you.
DT fit through there?
I think
I don't
so.
actually know because DTs are bigger than zealots. But
Yeah.
okay, so I just want to say about this SimCity, like, there's no reason to put the depot there with the CC,
Hmm.
because it doesn't speed up the SCVs, obviously. So what I like to do is I just put the depot 4 tiles to the right of the CC and just put the barracks between the depot and the CC. I don't know if it's like optimal for like getting the hardest to navigate SimCity, but just an easy way to guide where you're going to put your depot and barracks.
You know what I recommend you try? If you go to the bottom most mineral on this spawn and you place the barracks to the right of that, and then you place your
Yeah, you
first
can do
depot
that
to the right of
too.
that, and then the factory to the right of that, it makes such a wide wall that it's hard for zealots to walk around the whole thing. But
The only thing I don't like about that is like you don't really want your machine shop there later in the game. It's kind of
mhm.
an awkward spot to have a factory with a machine.
Yeah, it is a
But I
little
guess
weird.
if you're getting proxy zealoted, it's probably worth it. Hey, we do have a zealot coming up early, by the way.
Yeah, I,
And it is looking like a 2-fac again, by the way.
and wow, BB knows the zealot is coming and pulled 3 SCVs to hold the ramp. That's a
That's
little OD,
nice.
but it's super safe and is gonna
Ooh,
shut down this zealot right away. I think.
I don't say 3 is too many. I think it's good because it's very tricky to micro, and especially since he doesn't actually have a micro hole. I think that's the right move.
True. Yeah, I mean, I think
So that's pretty good, man.
with two Marines and 2 SCVs should be enough though with hold position. The question is, did BB hold
Well,
position? Does do any
I
other
feel
trick?
like,
No. Okay. All right. Nice.
well, I don't think
Nice
it
awareness
was
though.
too... Oh, he almost got on that marine.
Yeah. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, when you're in this situation, what you do is you select the SCVs with the Marines and you press hold position, and that makes the SCVs hold position. The SCVs by themselves don't have a hold position, like command.
Well, he pulls them back. I mean, any marines he loses will make the 2-fac that much weaker, so I'm not sure I agree with pulling SCVs back necessarily. I mean, maybe now only 2 would be fine because of 3 marines. If BBS micros is perfectly, you can take 0 damage, but that's very tricky to do.
And wow, okay, so Mr. Wizard, no jokes, just adds the second gateway right away. And it looks like he's gonna be 3 gate right off the rip. Yeah, he's
Yeah, that's pretty
definitely
smart.
he
He knows what's
suspects.
going on.
He knows.
Dude, this Zealot and Dragoon could get in right now and do a lot of damage.
I think this is the Terran bias within you speaking. This Zealot already lost half their shields and 20
Well,
health
yeah,
off their
the
main.
Zealot will die, but how many Marines are going to have to die for that? If the Marines just retreat out the ramp, the Goon can get up there, and if you've got a Goon playing around Marines in your base, I'm not thinking like he's going to kill the Terran, but every Marine that you lose is a big deal. Because
True.
you're kind of 2-fac. And I feel like it would have been a great move. Like, it's 3 Marines. That only beats, like, 1 Dragoon. Oh, no, 4 Marines, okay. I
Yeah.
guess the tank's out. Alright, never mind. But if you attack just them before the tank was out, I think it totally would have been worth it. You say it's Terran bias, but man, you should try that. I'll give you 4 Marines to compliment. Give me a Zealot and a Dragoon. Take my
Alright.
shields away if you want.
All right.
See how you do.
I'm down. I'm down because the Terrans that I play, they laugh at me when I do stuff like that.
Oh, well, I guess I'm just bad.
Yeah, they laugh me all the way to the MMR bank, yo. Because anyway, regardless of whatever our personal quibblings are, this is going to be the 2-fac, and there's only 2 gateways and 1 zealot, and this is where Mr. Wizard was weakest last time. He was not very quick
Yeah.
to react to this, and he already loses the zealot very quickly. Does kill a
The thing
marine
about the
for it.
Zealot, against this, it's too slow. It can't escape.
Yeah,
Dies.
yeah, he could have bought
Nice
time for
micro so
Dragoons.
far.
Yeah, a little bit overcommit here, and now is he kiting the wrong direction? Yeah, and he's
Well,
not
no, I
staying.
think that could work, because he has so many Dragoons at home. He could just flank. I think, and pick off the tanks easily.
You're right. I
No.
forgot the fact that it's three gate. Not, yeah,
Ooh.
with one gate, you never want to go in the opposite direction of your base because the Terran's just like, all right, well, forget you. I'm just gonna go kill your Nexus now. But yeah, I think you're right. Mr. Wizard does need to re-engage soon with these. He should know using the trail vision that the tanks are not following him. And
Well, he's not gonna expand. Like, he could just stay up his ramp for now until he has like a shuttle or something. He will come down there. I'm not sure about this. Why don't you just hold the ramp if you're not gonna make a nexus? I mean, it's a pretty damn good engage so far. PBS moving way too far forward to the tanks there, and she loses the tank for just a Dragoon. That's totally worth it.
no, I have to agree with Wizard's decision here to move down because largely because if the Terran can just set up shop down there, if they bring an SCV with a depot and a bunker,
Yeah,
then you're just
true.
never taking your natural ever again. And
Look at
okay,
these flanking Dragoons. They're getting a lot of work done, but unfortunately the non-flanking Dragoons just die.
hello?
Oh, the
Yeah,
mine!
yeah.
Baby,
Oh yeah.
it's the mine! Okay, no, he died.
Yeah, the tanks are super weak. I would have loved to.
Oh, vultures in the base! Oh,
Oh,
it's on 5 HP.
does get a mine down though? Is it gonna get sniped? No. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, that's painful.
I would have loved to see BB bring some SCVs, if not for bunkers and depots and all that, but just to repair the tanks. You know, these tanks
Yeah.
could have been at least at 100 health to re-engage with now, but just a lack of control for now.
Yeah, well,
But
the push is over, but since it was a 3-gate in base, I
yeah,
mean, BBS isn't even necessarily behind.
no,
Just has
really,
to, like, secure this expansion.
really isn't. I mean, if he has more mines for these vultures and lays them now, Mr. Wizard's not gonna be able to see. The question is, where is BB gonna lay these mines?
He
Oh
does
yeah,
have an observer, it's just chilling at his,
oh
his
here he
base.
does have an
Oh
observer.
no, he
Very
has
nice.
one with his army, yeah, yeah.
Oh, very nice from Wizard. Yeah, this is the hard counter to Tufak in my opinion.
Siege mode just started, so actually he can just push in here.
This is legitimately the hard counter to Tufak is 3 gateways with an observatory. Like,
Well, very smart of him, because,
yeah,
I mean, he got 2-fact the first time,
hmm
so here we go.
and yeah, if there was no observer, this would have been a great position for BB because those dragoons
But
would not
now
be
he
able to
stands.
engage. BB is getting the command center well before Mr. Wizard would be, but with the observer, it just completely switches the game around. The observer was the
Yeah.
key aspect here.
And you had a really good point about repairing those tanks. They were both half down. If they're at full health, I mean, still probably not enough, but had more of a chance at least to maybe like lay mines while he's fighting. But yeah, no, really well done by Wizard. Just adapted
Yeah,
to what his opponent was doing, and this shows why you need to be able to do more than one, at least a build that isn't so easily
yeah.
exploitable.
And okay, so we were talking earlier. You were worried about having 2 Marines and 3 SCVs against 1 Zealot, but right now we just saw 7 SCVs hold off 6 Dragoons on a ramp. So what do you
Yeah, but
say?
Dragoons are
What?
terrible against SCVs.
Uh, oh,
Like, if there was had that many zealots, you wouldn't want to fight them with
all right. Oh,
SCVs.
so
Come
you're
on.
saying yeah. So the Protoss tier 1.5 unit is worse than the worker unit for the
Yes,
Terran.
way
Okay,
worse.
just double check on that. And
It's
actually, I
way
mean,
worse.
there's a lot of
If I could make SCVs from gateways, I'd just play Protoss.
well, I think BB
And
actually had a
stuff,
real
yeah.
chance of holding this, but they pulled back the
Didn't
SCV on the
quite, yeah. Well, tanks are coming out, but more is rallying up. It's so close to a hold, but I don't think it's quite there. As long as he like sort of walks these dragoons up the ramp, while he can.
Ooh, and the factory I mean, the barracks going down is troublesome as well. And he did
Yeah.
lose a lot of SCVs. He only has 7 mining right now. He definitely
Ooh.
needed to keep the SCVs on the ramp, siege up on the high ground. Then he might have even been able to keep his command center and been in a decent spot. But with the Dragoons up in the base like this, I wonder
Yeah.
why Terrans don't just GG here. I know that SCVs are good,
He
tanks are
just
good.
did.
Yeah,
Just did.
well, yes, he did it right after I mentioned it, all right, give me a little
Like
credit.
you were just saying he could have held, and then at the moment that's passed, you're like, wow, why isn't he GG already?
I mean, that moment was like a minute ago when when
Yeah,
he
I
ran.
don't think 60 seconds is too bad to absorb loss. You just
Okay,
got eliminated from.
you're right.
Oh wait, no, that was winners match, was it? No, that was final match.
Yeah,
right?
this was redemption match. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So he just
Okay.
got eliminated, so he's
You're
got to
right.
let it sink in.
You're right. I'm sorry. I was a little bit harsh there. You're right. It's my fault. Um,
So Wizard advances.
yeah, congratulations to Wizard, showing a lot of progress with his Protoss over the past couple months. I hear him being
Yeah.
frustrated in Discord over and over, but this game
Well, that means he's
in
learning,
particular,
right?
yeah, this game in particular was really well done by him. He did the perfect build that counters what BB was doing, and I think he did it off of
Yeah.
instinct more or less. Maybe knowing like the insider information that BB has been playing Terran that long, that the 2-fac is like a famous build in our Discord, like it's called the Timmy 2-fac, Timmy Tank 2-fac. And so probably put 2 and 2 together. Fresh Terran player, very popular build. What's he gonna do? What did he do game 1? And did the perfect reaction. So very well played by Wizard here.
Yeah.
And
And even like consider that he won the first game too when he wasn't quite sure it's going to be a two fact and it was caught unawares. So really strong play by Wizard. Look forward to see how he goes in the rest of it.
and his immediate reaction was also way better too. I mean,
Yeah,
he did lose the first zealot, but he pulled back with the dragoons really quickly. He tried to kite a little bit, and then he set up that flank later. So that was definitely a big step up within such a short amount of time.
yeah, really nice to see him learning in action like that.
All right, well, unfortunately, BB, as you said, is going to be knocked out of the tournament. BB, hopefully, going to use this as a learning experience for Terran to improve their two facts so that they can Timmy Tank two fact. Oh my goodness, it's like a what are those words in English? Like a tongue twister. Timmy
Oh yeah,
Timmy fact two Timmy Tank two fact.
Timmy Tank two
Yeah,
facts it 20 times fast.
yeah. So BB is gonna definitely work on that, I imagine, and yeah, congratulations to Mr. Wizard again. And that's it for the games. Not Lemon. Do you have any shout outs, anything you want to say to the people?
Yeah, man, everyone should go sign up for CPL as well. RSL's going to be over soon. You'll have something to fill that.
Yeah, I'm
Although,
gonna.
actually, I think sign-ups are closed now that I say that.
Yeah, you can be put
But
on
if you beg
waitlist.
and plead, yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna post an invite in the chat. So for anyone that doesn't know, the CPL is a coach pupil league. That's the full name. And uh, wait, hold on. I just accidentally did temporary membership. Don't want to do that. Okay. Um, yeah, the CPL is a coach pupil league. It's for low rank players to mid rank players. So between 0 MMR to about 1,800, 1,900 MMR. And what happens is you get placed into teams with coaches who are generally higher level, like 2,000 plus MMR, and you have a team league after that. Every week you have matches. You can schedule them whenever you want, and you can, and then those games usually get casted later on too, just like the ones that we have here. So if anyone's interested in that, make sure you go into CPL and you can find the information there. It's going to be pinned in some channels there and such. So I definitely recommend that. And if I hope Lise doesn't mind, I'm going to also recommend the Elmaster Beginner Discord. This is a similar kind of target audience to CPL. We're mostly trying to provide a location for lower ranked players so they can comfortably find people to play with, people to learn with, in more of like a free form, flexible environment where you're not necessarily on a team, you don't have a designated coach, you just kind of find games and ask questions and stuff. So I definitely, if anyone's interested in getting into Brood War or getting back into Brood War, I definitely suggest those two discords.
Awesome.
Yes, and I think that just about does it for us. It's been a pleasure, Mr. Lemon, not Lemon.
Yeah, see you later, Mr. Jealous. I'm not used to calling you that, to be honest.
uh, um, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and that's it. Stick around. Well, not stick around right now, but tune in next time for more Rookie Star League broadcasts. Take care.